Welcome, everybody, to this month's edition of the Creativity Corner. I'm Catherine, mentor trainer for Positive Approach to Care, and today I am joined by my good friend, Brian LeBlanc. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Catherine.
Thanks
How are
for
you?
thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for bringing me on. I appreciate that.
You bet. So this month, the theme is about socializing and being social.
Mhm.
And in these times, it's been a little hard to be social, especially when what you do to be creative generally involves other people or often does.
Yeah.
So, Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Well, it was in 2000, October of 2014, when I was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease. Um, I had uh, lost my dad to vascular dementia, my grandfather to Alzheimer's, and my mother was in the last stages of her journey with Alzheimer's, and she passed away 3 months after I was diagnosed.
Mm,
Um, I knew, and I knew that what I wanted to do is to talk. I mean, I talk to anyone and anybody that will listen. I just that's what I've done most of my life. And but this is different, you know. You talk about Alzheimer's and what it does to the brain, and how people can look at it in different ways, you know, how they stigmatize without realizing that they stigmatizing you.
yeah,
uh,
there's that sort of internal bias, whether some people know it or not, that
yeah,
they look at
exactly.
it as you're sick instead of you're just living with some changes and
And
you still have abilities.
one of the things that I laugh at now, if I'm somewhere with Maureen, they walk up and they look at her and they say, "Hey, Maureen, how you doing?" And they look at me and they do what I call the head tilt, and they go, "So how are you?" And
Well,
I
that's
say,
that's that's
I'm great. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you."
yeah.
And I want to say, and I can talk and understand.
So, Brian, something you and I have talked about in the past is how important music is to you, as it is to me as well. And it's been a part of you since childhood. I believe you started playing guitar at what age?
Nine,
9 years old.
9 years old.
Wow.
It's
And it's
yeah.
been a part of your daily activities or pretty much most of your life.
Yeah, you know, I played regularly when I was younger. And I, like my mother, I sang in church for 40 years.
You also shared with me that you and your mother both were really that you both sang in church and that music was also
Yeah.
really important to her. And share with us a little bit about your memory of Saturday mornings. I love this.
Yeah. Saturday mornings, now this is back in the 60s and 70s, but when my mom would clean, she would put on her records, and they consisted of all these soundtracks from the movies. South Pacific, Fiddler on the Roof, Sound of Music, you know, different ones. But her favorite was always, the go-to was always The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
And so when she was cleaning, you know, she would just sing, and her voice, people used to say that she sounds like Cinderella when she
Oh,
was
wow.
singing. You know, she just had this beautiful voice.
So, Brian, how about we try a little bit of the sound of music and see what that does
Sure.
for us?
One of my favorites.
Me too. All right. Would you like me to start it or would you like to start it?
Yes, I would like for you to start.
All righty. Let's go to the classic. Uh, the hills are alive with the sound of music, with
The
songs
songs
they've
that
sung
I sung
for
for a
1,000 years.
years.
The
Will
hills fill my
fill my
heart
heart
with the
with the
sound
sound of
of
music.
music. My
My
heart wants
heart
to
wants to
sing
sing
every
a
song
song
it
it
hears.
hears.
My
My
heart
heart
wants
wants
to
to
beat
sing
like the
like the
wings of the
wings of the
birds that
bird that
fly
flies
from the
from the
lake
lake
to
to
the
the
trees.
tree.
My
My
heart wants
heart
to
wants to
sigh like a
the
chime that
time that
flies
flies
from a
from
church
a church
on a
on a
breeze.
breeze
To
to
laugh
laugh
like a
like a
brook
brook
as it
as it
trips and
trips and
trows
falls
over
over
stones
stones
on
on
its
its way
way to
to
sing
sing through
through
the
the
night
night like
like
a
a lark
lark who is
who is
learning
learning to
to
pray.
sing. I
I
go
go
to
to
the
the
hills
hills
when my
when my
heart
heart
is
is lonely.
lonely. I
I
know I will
know
find what I've
I've
heard
heard
before.
before.
My
My
heart will
heart
be
will be
blessed.
blessed with
The
the
sound
sound
of
of
music,
music, and
and
I'll
I'll sing
sing
one
once
more.
more. And the crowd goes wild. Woo!
Oh, Brian, thank you.
Thank you.
See, now that should be a nice example of how you can use music to get socially connected.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
And here's the thing, it may not be perfect on Zoom, but that actually happened for us spontaneously a while back,
Yeah,
and it felt so good.
I know. It's just natural, you
Mhm.
know?
So I wanted to talk about one other really neat thing you have going on with music that actually is another form of social collaboration.
Mhm.
So I know you in the past you have written some of your own songs.
Yes. Yeah.
So um and it sounds like you've had an opportunity to make that happen again.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. I think it's very
Um,
exciting.
a, uh, a young lady who, we grew up together, and we actually sang together in
Mm,
church and so forth also. And, she has 3 sons. Her youngest son is like, I think he's 17, 18 years old, or maybe 20. I don't know, but he's in that age range. But when he was talking with his mom, she told him about my Alzheimer's and so forth. And um and then we started conversing, her son and I. And I asked him, I said, listen, I said, I really want to write a song about Alzheimer's. I said, if I write the lyrics to the song, would you mind putting it to music? Excuse me. And he said, oh man, he said, I would love to do that.
so I'm
So,
really looking forward to seeing what happens when I've heard a lot of music, not a lot, but there have been some songs written about Alzheimer's, but most of them
yeah,
are from someone the point of view of someone outside of it.
right. From the
I
outside
am
looking in.
looking in, yeah, or who's in a relationship,
Right.
who's had a relationship. So I am really excited, Brian. I hope maybe in the next few months we can have a revisit and we can hear the song that you've collaborated on to from your point of view?
I would absolutely love that. And and just what you said is what's going to make me sit down and start writing the lyrics. I had some, but just didn't sound right.
They
So
just
now
weren't
I'm
quite.
gonna
So
yeah,
you're this is why it's a collaboration. You're working
exactly.
together. That's a
Exactly. So thank you for that.
well, thank you. I appreciate all your time today, Brian, and thank you for joining us. And I'm going to hold you to it. We're going to talk about a deadline. Okay.
Hey, don't look at me in that tone of voice.
Always a pleasure spending time with you, Brian.
You as well.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to help us spread TEEPS's positive approach message around the world. And don't forget to click the bell to get notified when new videos are posted.